chance.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Strategy Tuesdays. I hope that you're having a phenomenal Tuesday in this November. You know, I had to throw that in there. Okay, November 7th. Okay, let me stop. Anyway, so I hope that you're having a wonderful time. We're going to try to have a pretty good hot tea Tuesday segment. Now we've been having some technical issues, so if it still sounds a little spooky or freaky, we apologize in advance, and we're trying to get some tech support to help us along the way. But we'll see how it goes, and we're gonna try to get through this. But so let me tell you about this resource for today. I have a resource for today. Have you heard of Key to Home? Ooh, let me try to show you this way. Key to Home. It is a partnership with Oklahoma City. Over 40 businesses that are working on the homeless population in the city of Oklahoma City. You can go to their website at keytohomeokc.org. They do have these little pamphlets that you can pass out to individuals that are on the street or unhoused. And so what it has inside are different little informations that they can get in contact as far as 211, 988, and other homeless and shelter and recovery programs and all these different resources that they can connect with. So this is a really good resource. I encourage you to go to their website and share and be what? Yep, that's it. Share and be a blessing. Okay, so let's try to get this started. I'm not for sure if this gonna work or not, but we're gonna make it happen. Okay, let's see. Let me pull my people in. I do want to let you know that Jakia will not be with us today because she has another obligation. So we are moving on without her, but she'll be back next time. All right, so let me bring in ladies first. Hey, Soror, how you doing?
Hey.
Hi, and then let me bring in Daisy. How you doing, Damien?
I can't complain about yourself.
Oh, not too bad. I can't complain. And then last but not least, this is my cousin, y'all. I know I keep bringing in cousins on top of cousins. That's Weedy. Hey, Weedy.
Good afternoon or good night for those.
There you go. Now you have to excuse you have to excuse the men's suave voice today because I mean they are setting the mood for you to be able to understand and listen to what's going on today. Okay, so don't pay attention to their voices because you'll get distracted. So pay attention. Okay, pay attention. All right. All right, so I just want to say thank you for coming on Strategy Tuesdays. And I want to let you guys know last month we were talking about love, that LOVE word. And so to sum it up, it was pretty much that you have to define how you want to be loved. And if you want someone to love you, you have to explain that to that person of how you want them to love them because my definition of love may be different from Wheaties or maybe different from Treasure or even Damien's. So if you want that relationship, you have to explain that to your partner or your mate of what you want. Because if you don't tell them, how they gonna know? So that was last week. I mean last month. Sorry, in October. Hold on one second. So then we're gonna move into good old November. And I figured that we could talk about this dating. Did y'all see that video about the lady got upset because her I don't want to say boyfriend, but the man took her to Cheesecake Factory and she was feeling some kind of way.
Mm,
Have
tell
y'all
me
seen?
more.
Where do you haven't seen? Where do you probably haven't seen?
Tell me
Treasure, did
more.
you?
What was the outcome of it?
Well, what ended up happening was he took her and got out the car, was opening the door. She started recording, talking about, oh, he's taking me to this cheesecake factory, and I look like this. I mean, she was dressed up, she was looking nice. Anyway, so she refused to get out the car. She locked the door. And he said, well, what's the problem? So he turned around and get back in the car. He said, oh, well, we want to have this discussion. We can talk about it. The issue was he had a reservation for some other restaurant. I don't know what place it was. He didn't say, but he said I had reservations for another place, but it took you an hour to get ready and you were late, so we missed our reservations. So he had to use something else, a backup plan. So he said, we're going here. And she was like, oh, no, no, we can go somewhere else. Da, 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 da. Anyways, long story short, he drove. He said, I'm just going to take you home. This is not working out. I don't think we're uh, able to communicate. This is not going to work out, literally. So,
Sound like he did the
yeah.
right thing.
I think he did too. So, I mean, have you guys ever experienced that where you take somebody somewhere and they don't want to go there?
That
I'll
hasn't been
start.
an experience that I've ever had, but I've heard of it many different times.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
saying
That's
I've never and I've taken dates to Whole Foods. So I'll try to go all out of the box to try to do as odd of a date as I can, just to make it, a conversation versus just keeping it traditional. And I know you eat, I know you watch TV, I know you watch movies, so I'm gonna do something creative just because I know you're gonna go back and talk to her with your girlfriend. So
And what I've tried to do before is try to gather some information about their likes and dislikes, and then come up with a place or an activity or thing to do that they actually would like based on what they told me. If they have an issue with that, that means they have an issue with what they were telling me to begin with.
you better than me because I'm selfish. I go in and try to take them to places that I like so they can see what I'm like, how I live. So you better than me, my guy.
My likes are very wide ranging, so I find it interesting in a lot of different things. I'm trying to narrow it down to some of their likes and then try to include them in my world later so that we'll be able to see if we actually can.
Well, before we dominate this conversation, I want to ask one more. So then, if you do things that they like and you try to incorporate that into the first few days, then do you actually allow them to take you on dates?
Yes.
Okay.
look,
Now the
look
floor
at
is now yours,
y'all.
ladies. Sorry about that.
No, you good. I mean, that's a good point. So, when you said you selfish, you really feel like you're selfish?
When it comes to the initial date, right? Because it's me essentially trying to court the woman, lead her down a path of what it may possibly be. So therefore, I appreciate all the feedback and our input, but really, I'm gonna navigate the first couple of dates just to see how this is gonna go, right? Because I got to see how far I can push her, see how far she wants to grow, and then of course, as my man DC said, like I'm one person that'll go jump out. Like one of my dates was we went free falling out of a I think it
Free
was like a
falling.
26-foot fall crane. So I'm into doing like stuff like that. So I just got to see how far you're willing to go with me on things. So that's why the first couple of days, that's why I say I'm selfish. I'm not necessarily trying to, I hear you, but I'm not applying any of it yet.
Hmm. What's free falling?
Yeah.
Cousin, I never thought you would do something like that.
The man is
You
adventurous.
Yes. Very.
literally, I didn't know that.
It's because I live such a calm life.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I have to do adrenaline based things.
My life is
Oh,
adrenaline. I need it. I like to chill.
okay. Treasure, what about you? You the young buck of the crew.
My generation of men, my generation of boys don't do dates. I've probably been on one date within the past 2 years to the collective, but I enjoyed that. It was cool. But yeah, men in my generation, they don't. At least the men I come across, they don't do dates.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
I've never
whoa,
been
whoa,
on a.
whoa.
Yeah,
So
I know.
when you're having these conversations and y'all meet up, those are not dates. What are y'all doing?
Because
Just
most
high
of the time,
five?
let me tell you why. Because most
Right.
of the time we're not meeting up; it's all text message. So no, it's not a date. They don't take the the lead to want to get to know me. Like it's just more so small talk, and then they're linking up. It's like, oh, they want to come to my house, or they want me to go to their house, and
Mm.
that's not a date because I know what you want.
I mean, maybe they want to paint.
Mm-mm.
Well,
For me
Yeah,
to be,
they do want to
you
pay.
said to
You can paint
paint.
at that house.
I want to pay.
he said,
For
I
me
want
to
to pay.
be an
No, I didn't
artist
say I want to pay. I said they want to pay.
myself, it's all about the context. The context is not, hey, you can come to my house and let's do this. It's just let's chill. Chilling.
But
uh,
but chilling can be a date, can it
Not the
not?
first one.
Now, I might have been born on a Tuesday, but I was not born yesterday. And I know in my generation that chilling leads to other stuff. It's not literally let's just hang out. It's literally a Netflix and chill. That's the guy's favorite thing to do. Cut on a movie and y'all just chill until something happens.
But
Okay.
what kind of movie though?
They ain't
Because
watching it. It don't matter. They gonna put on something that they're not interested in. Trust me.
Okay.
I didn't learn my lesson. Not yeah, no. They don't believe in going on dates.
Now I
oh
will say
goodness.
this because I also don't know the area to which y'all were in. But when I lived in Washington, I did a lot of chilling at the house. But chilling at the house just really meant we would go on a rooftop and just kind of be in the breeze and in the ambiance because a lot of things in Washington is highly expensive. So you just have to create that ambiance for yourself. So
These fellas don't own rooftops and they barely own their own place.
apartments ain't got rooftops out there.
No, not
Uh-oh.
this.
I tried.
Bro,
I tried to throw every piece of
tops.
hook, fish, bait,
But I'm
card I
like, it's
could.
my, it's just my experience. Somebody else, there might be some great guys around here, and I just haven't came across them. But my experience, I stopped dating just because
Are you
I
the
was
person
Right.
that'll
tired.
take a lead though? Would you be like, hey,
Yes, and yes, I've always been that person. And I don't know if men find that intimidating or it's just like they're not used to it, so they really don't know how to take it.
well, where you taking me? Like when you say, hey, let's go somewhere. Where you like? We're going to a park. You trying to take to a
No,
bar? Where you
I'm one of
going?
those. It's like let's go to a museum.
Oh, okay. I give you that.
Fellas don't care about museums. I've invited a guy to a Thunder game and everything. Fellas do not. I don't know what it is. I mean, because I just think when I plan dates, I'm not gonna do the basic stuff because I'm not a basic girl. Like my taste is kind of expensive, so it's like I'm gonna give
Mm.
you the shallow side of it on how good it will be once we actually, get together and elevate together. But it's like it got to the point where I'm like, okay, y'all wanna go to Chili's and stuff? I'm gonna take y'all to Chili's. We not going to no fancy restaurant because y'all didn't waste too much of my time. So
Listen, they can have their chicken tenders. They happy.
they sure can, and
And
I'm
they baby
gonna
back
have
ribs.
steak. I'm gonna have my steak and my potatoes and all that. Y'all can stay over there. I'm not wasting no more time like that. Mm-mm.
All right, fellas, if y'all see this, Treasure wants to get you into the next Ruth Chris. So please have
I'm
open
just trying
minds
to
and
notice
open
how good
hearts.
it gets when they come across a woman like me, a young woman like me at that.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I like the spontaneous. I mean, I do. So I can share just my little snippet because Reggie and our first date was the casino and then downtown. And the only reason it was that is because we were supposed to go to a party, but that party didn't allow outsiders. We'll put it like that. So I
I don't know what that
stop.
means. I need specifics. What does that mean?
Wait, you asking for too much detail? No, but it was. I almost feel like we were supposed to go to Langston. I almost feel like that's what's supposed to happen. But anyways, we didn't go because I got a message that we weren't gonna be able to get in. So we just went to the casino and then we went to Bricktown. That was before Bricktown was what it is now, and they still had construction and all those things going on. So I mean, that's just what we did. It was simple, just something we kind of just came up with. And I say we because it was kind of like, where you want to go now? Where you want to go now? It was kind of like that type of thing.
But in this date that y'all just made up, the time that y'all were trying to figure that out, did y'all get a chance to know each other better or ask some questions here and there just to feel each other out?
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
made it date.
But you know what? Before we went on that date, Reggie and I started talking online. So, like Treasure was saying, it was a lot of texting back and forth. So at that point, it was more on the computer thing because we met through Black Planet.
Okay.
Some of y'all may
Okay.
need to go look that up if y'all don't know what that is.
That's pre-Facebook. There you go.
There you go. Pre-Facebook. Treasure, are you laughing at me?
Yeah, because I never heard of.
Oh,
I don't know what.
It's the
I'll do my
equivalent of
research.
reading a Jet magazine.
I'll go educate
yes.
you.
Black Planet was the spot, okay? And I had someone else help fix it up for me because I didn't know how to do all that
We all
tech
did.
stuff. And I just said, hey, put this picture on there, woot boom, woot bam, and there you go. So,
So
so it
did
was
you ever
more
do
so we're
chat?
just talking, through the chat and texting, and then it's like, okay, you can have my number. And then we were talking on the phone. So we were talking on the phone for, I want to say at least maybe a few days or a week.
So
And my,
let me ask you
yeah,
this: how long did y'all chat before you even know what his voice sound like?
less than 7 hours. Because, when I sent that message, it was kind of late at night. So,
Mm,
um, yeah, the next day.
okay, all right.
Listen, don't. I can be honest. I can be honest. Reggie always say, you seduce me. I ain't seduce nobody. I'll just be myself. Now, if you fall into it, then you just fall into it. That's just how that happens.
Listen, I know what kind of blood course through you, so I don't doubt what Reggie's saying.
Cousin, we
I
family.
don't doubt it at all.
Don't
So,
do
He's
don't do me
encouraging the
like
family. That's all he's doing.
that. Right, just a little bit. Just a little bit. But anyways, I think when you do things spontaneously, it just kind of brings like a unique flavor to this relationship that you're building. Because from then on out, it's kind of just like, hey, where you going or where we going? Hey, just meet me here and we just roll out. So instead of just saying, okay, we're gonna have this plan, and then what if something happens or you're not able to do that? You should always have a plan B.
C, D, and E.
Dang,
Because things always happen.
that's true. So I want to go back to a word that Weedy said earlier when he said courting. Treasure, have you heard the word courting before?
Earlier this year,
From a family member or?
my grandma.
oh, she might have said coating then. She might not have said
Nah,
court.
nah. She said courting.
Okay, so when you heard it from your grandma, how was it? How did she say it? Was she talking to you about dating, or because I
Yes.
know she gave you some? Oh, she did. Okay. Can
Yeah.
you share what Granny said?
Don't. I'm not gonna say. Basically, okay. let me just say my reaction to the word courting, I was just confused. So I was just like, what? What is that? Still to this day, I'm kind of confused because, we don't use that word. So do y'all mind actually telling me what the difference is between courting and dating?
Absolutely nothing.
I do.
No,
DC.
but let me tell you why I'm asking that, because my
You
generation,
lied.
dating can go two ways. It can be actually getting to know each other or being in a relationship. So
Okay. Okay. So courting would be actually getting to know each other in that pre-actual relationship phase. So it's how can I put this? If we're gonna go through that whole getting to know each other, talking, dating, relationship, marriage, we're gonna go through that lineage. Courting will be in the talking phase.
okay, I was gonna ask, was it like stage?
I think you may refer to it as hollering at you.
Hollering at you, yeah.
Uh,
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But now, okay, now that makes sense. Because she was just more so telling me, I can't let anybody just court me and to just not, basically be mindful with my time. Because, yeah, and Lord, I learned my lesson
Courting
now.
is like the formal way of dating with intention.
Did you say with an interview?
Intention.
Oh, yeah, the guys that I was coming across they didn't have no real intention. That's why she gave me that lecture.
Gotcha.
I was just being me. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, one thing that has always been taught to me is that you always have options.
See,
Like,
bloodline.
you have,
See, straight up. I've heard that speech before, maybe from the same people.
I'm gonna kick you off. Okay, listen, I'm trying to get through this because y'all got tears coming to my eyes. Okay, listen. So I was always told you have options
Hmm.
because you are technically single until you get married, right? So you always keep options open. Now that doesn't mean, because I know people are like, oh, so you mean you be a hoe? No, 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 that's not what we're talking about. It's the point of having friends. So if I have friends that I talk to, I'm just talking. We're just like, hey, how you doing? We cool, we hang out. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're in a relationship. So for instance, until Reggie and I establish, are we dating? Am I your girlfriend? Am I your boyfriend type thing? What is this? But if we just kind of being homie lover friends, y'all remember that. Well, Treasure, you may not, but y'all remember that. What? Y'all don't remember homie lover friends?
I don't know who sings that.
Wait, what you
Now I
mean you
know
don't?
Lovers and Friends by Usher.
It's actually by
Yeah.
Ludacris.
Oh, same thing. No, maybe
Okay,
you right. I know that one.
okay, okay. Whomever, that's fine. We go. But it just means like you just going out on dates. So if I'm just going out on dates, I'm just going to hang out. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're together. It doesn't mean that we're exclusive. We're just going out having a good time. And then once we've established, hey, I'm thinking that I would like to court you more or I would like to get to know you more, then we can establish if we're in a relationship. Does that sound confusing to people?
Hmm. My best friend labeled that as entertainment.
Yes.
I was gonna say it doesn't sound confusing, but back to my generation, unrealistic.
You said it doesn't, it sounds unrealistic.
Yep,
Not to
Why does
her,
it sound?
her generation.
my
Okay, help me
generation, not
understand.
to me.
Not to you.
Yeah,
But why do you think your generation would say it's unrealistic? Ooh.
I don't know. I guess they didn't all got that one heartbreak, and now they just got their masculine. And I made a TikTok video about this. Everybody's just kind of carrying their masculine energy. And it's just like everybody has that mindset of they don't need nobody. They don't really, they don't want a significant other. And they just, want to have fun. Until I
I
guess they
think
decide.
what Adrian, I think most women go through
Yeah.
that period of
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
that the male species ain't bull jive. So just stuff like that. I don't know if we can express ourselves truly on the podcast, but you get where I was going with
Yes, you
it.
can.
Oh, well, literally, most women go through that men ain't shit phase or strong, irrational thinking phase. Same way young men go through that. Like, where it gets to the point where you done kind of went through the field and you either change or you
The
just
fields.
continue to be a young dude.
Hmm.
Well, because
Okay.
women are flowers, so you run through the fields, get it. Moving too fast for you, my bad. The game too
Exploring their
strong.
options,
The
just
game too strong. I'm
doing it.
sorry. So there
Yeah.
was some
Survival
those were
hunt.
some talkings I had on the side of when you
No, you did not move too fast. It's just the way you said it. Like because when you say fields, I'm a visual person, so I can see you going through the fields. But I get it.
yeah.
So
So
so a good friend of mine said that people get themselves in situationships, not relationships.
mhm.
When I say I can't stand that term, but my generation, that's their favorite. They want to do everything that you would do in a relationship without that title and commitment and be okay with that. That's just what it is.
But how can you? I mean, how long are you gonna be okay with it though?
For the
Well,
rest of
actually,
their life,
why
they
do you
got
need the
it.
title?
Until somebody makes them change, they have no reason to want to.
Why do you need the
Mm.
title?
I mean, you
Exactly.
getting all
Why
the.
do you need the title if you're already getting the benefits of a relationship? That's kind of what the issue is. That's why nobody wants that title and commitment.
So, are you saying that maybe you should receive so many benefits before you get the
I just
title?
feel like if we're not dating, I'm not treating you like you're my boyfriend. I'm not prioritizing you in that way either.
Right.
Catch
That
me
makes
while
sense.
you can. Catch me when I'm actually free. I'm not gonna put some plans to the side to make plans for you if you're not my boyfriend. I've learned my lesson. So
Okay. Damien, what's your thoughts over there? You could? You good?
A lot of what Treasure has said so far has been spot on with the younger generation. Um, I've never intentionally been in a situationship, but I have been in them before. Uh,
Okay.
I try to lead into it like trying to get to know them and see if a relationship is something that would be able to develop. And if it doesn't, then try to go our separate ways. But sometimes that separate ways don't get separated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what kind of a situation shit kind of develops. Um, as far as needing that title, for some people it's just a fear of commitment. Um, they feel like once they actually get that title, everything's going to change or something's going to change. When in reality, all it is putting the title and solidifying on both parties that y'all are in this relationship together. Like I'm exclusively dating you, you exclusively dating me, and of course you're single until you're married. But right now we're working on being that next step.
Sorry, I forgot I mute myself. So someone said, she said, why get in a relationship when you can stay single and do your own thing without hurting someone? But I
I
mean,
feel like, sorry, I feel like if you have the idea that you're going to hurt someone, then you need to do some kind of healing within yourself. If you automatically assume like, okay, if I get a relationship, I'm going to hurt this person, there is some kind of trauma and some kind of baggage that you got built up, and that's the reason why you freely want to be single. And I mean, kudos to everybody who do want to be single the rest of their life. Y'all do y'all, but baby, I want a husband. I'm determined that I know that the Lord is gonna bless me with a husband. I'm not gonna be bitter. I'm gonna embrace my single season while I can, yes. But I'm not going to continue to be like, oh nope, I'd just rather be single. I'm only 23. So yeah, now that I'm in my single season right now, I'm doing everything that I want to do. But once it's time for me to get married and all that come along, we gonna do it together. That's not me getting married is not gonna stop me from living my life. I mean, if you let something like that dictate your whole life, then that's on you. But I can say personally, baby, I'm gonna live my life regardless. That's just what it's
Okay.
gonna be.
I like that. Because you don't want to lose yourself when you get married. Some people kind of lose themselves when they get married and you start having children and all this other stuff, and you just kind of lost who you are. But that's a good point. So, speaking to all the people on this, do you guys think you really want to get married?
Yes.
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 He said that so strong. Look at Reedy.
No, I go back and forth with it. If it would make my lady happy, then I have no problem with it. But it's not a necessity for my life because she still will get every single benefit as if we wouldn't, except for a tax break. That's the only thing you would be missing from it is a tax break. But nothing changes for me by her having my last name. Like if she needs my support with anything, I'm gonna be there for her.
Hmm.
So that's why
So,
for me, titles don't really
don't
it
really.
doesn't change the way I'm gonna treat you.
Ah, okay.
I will say for
That's-
me, sometimes that title increases the level of things that I do for you and for us. There's some risk I'll take that if we were in a relationship, then I would be more comfortable taking those risks. If we're not in a relationship, I want to take some of those risks. Like I would take stronger risks with you, depending on what the risk is. Of course, if we were married, than I would if we were single. So that's why that title means something to me.
I mean, because my next question is, if you don't have this "we're married" title, then when things get a little rocky, when situations happen and your partner gets sick or someone gets injured and now they have a disability, I mean, are you gonna stick around or are you gonna be like, I'm
That
out?
depends on your character, because that depends. It really depends on you specifically. Do you feel like you want to be with this person, marriage or not? No matter what goes on with their life, if they want to be with you, you still want to be with them. A disability or a sickness shouldn't have anything to do with that.
Correct. And that's why title. That's why I said title isn't the important because if I got that strong bond with you, whether you call
Now,
me your
I
worst
will say
person
this.
on earth or not, I'll still connect with you. I'll try to at least
Right.
connect with you.
I will say this. In the event of a sickness or something like that, one specific title will benefit more than anything else, and that's marriage when it comes to who got the better insurance.
It's true. It is true.
That's true. Because I love Reggie's insurance. Yeah.
Another reason titles matter is because people are more likely to give you loans if you married. They're more likely to give you to promote you in certain job instances if you married. It shows a sense of stability. I hate the fact that that's part of the whole hiring and loan world, but it is what it is.
It is. Yeah, that's true.
I'll push back on that. I think that's more of a southern ways because you go to the West Coast, all these values and things that we hold up on each other does not matter out there. Like I was able to advance my career within 2 months out there, what would have taken me 5 to 6 years in the South.
Oh, wow. That makes a difference.
Yeah, like they live a totally different. Well, I mean, clearly y'all watch the news; they live a totally different lifestyle out there.
Right.
But it's just various things like that. It's just all about what part of the region you're in.
So, 20% of Americans that are 40 are single.
Where are you getting the statistics?
Tamara Hall said it on her show this morning.
Where she get it from?
I don't know. I didn't ask her, but she got it from somewhere. So it makes you wonder, like, if 20% of Americans that are 40 are single, like, what does that tell you? Like, we okay being by
No,
ourselves?
I mean, I'm a literal person. It tells me nothing. Because is it more women than men? Is it more men than women? Are
It's
these
entirely too
same-sex
many
marriages?
variables
Like,
to dig
it's
into that.
too much that's being left out of that for me to be like, hey, Tamara, I need to
Like
do something
what
about this. So to
who
me,
are
it's
these
like,
20% basically? Like
yeah,
what 20% of where, when, what? Like, there's too many parts of that.
right.
Okay. Okay, y'all
I
intelligent
say
men.
thank you,
You're right.
Tamara, for that.
Thank you for that
You're right.
filler because up my time. I can't do no
Yeah, I don't know
better.
what to do with the information.
Okay, so I always feel that there is someone for everybody, but it's up to you if you want to be in a relationship with someone. Because I've met some people that are like 78 or almost 90 and they like by themselves. And I've had them tell me like, I wish I should have did something a little bit differently so I'm not by myself because once you get older and you by yourself, like there's nobody to take care of you. Like they didn't have no kids. But then if they did have kids, the kids, they kind of outlived the kids. But I mean, you have neighbors and all this other stuff. So I just kind of feel like, dang, if you get the older you get, are you gonna feel lonely? Are you gonna feel, you know, left out? Are y'all not even thinking about that?
I mean, I don't think about it, but if I had to give an explanation to that, first of all, I don't believe there's somebody for everybody. I think some
You
people in the
don't?
I think some
You,
people in the world are meant to be aimlessly by themselves. So
oh.
I think that's just a destiny of that. However, I think a part of getting old is accepting that those around you who you live through experiences and shared stories with may
Hmm.
pass on before you. So eventually, depending on how long you live, you may become lonely anyway. So, for example, if I live to 100 years old, that means most of my ecosystem, I would referring to it as, has passed along. So, even though I maybe have grandchildren and all that, they still wouldn't be able to understand my story from 1990. And so I still will
That's
have
true.
that feeling of loneliness whether I have people around me or not.
Because I'm so smart. I like
I,
that.
I want to throw some more math out there since you just throwing numbers out. There are 6+ billion people on the planet, and women outnumber men 2 to 3. So no, there can be one person for everybody if everybody was heterosexual individuals. So even if you go in multiple different ways that you are attracted to different sexes, mathematically there's not one person for everybody.
Unless we polyamory.
If everybody
I'm
polyamorous, then you got somebody for everybody. Everybody ain't like that.
well,
Yeah, everybody got somebody for somebody.
oh my goodness.
We'd have to
Okay.
tear down the whole construct of what relationships are in people's heads in order for that to work. And it's too many different thought processes going on around for that to even remotely work.
Okay. Y'all just had to go there. Both of y'all. Y'all just so it's okay. When we have intellect, we have to embrace it. So I appreciate that. So let's dive a little bit into this list. Y'all ready to go into this list?
I completely forgot about this list.
Tell me what the
I
list
did too.
is.
I kind of lost thought a little bit. Let me move this out the way. All right, so I think the first list was yeah. Okay, so the first list was where women absolutely refuse to go on a first date. Now, I love the movies because, shoot, depending on which movie theater you go to, they have some good food and some good popcorn. But that's just me. So, anything on this list, Treasure, I'm gonna start with you. I mean, you're the only other female in here. So, Treasure, is there anything on this list that you wouldn't go to?
Um,
Oh,
for
she's thinking
a
now.
first date,
Mm, yeah, it says first date.
I don't want nobody to attack me for this, but family function.
Oh, where is it?
Do not
Oh,
take me to meet your family on the first date.
oh
Thank
no, this is
Because let me
dangerous.
tell you
Agreed.
why. Let me tell you why. That is a red flag to me. Because you way ahead of the game. What if I don't see myself wanting to be with you? Boom, now I didn't met your mama, your siblings, your grandma, your uncles. Like, there you go, nephew. I see you. And it's like, you see what? I'm not even this girl. Don't invite me to a family function. I'm sorry.
Okay, that is a good one. I think that's a little bit extreme because
Like,
I don't think you need to meet. I don't think you need to meet the family until later.
exactly. When we
Later,
actually, set those intentions and actually expect it to go somewhere. Do not have me meeting your parents because I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna take you a long time to meet mine. Truthfully speaking. Cause yeah, my daddy kind of he a little gangster, and my mama got the highest standards on the planet. So yeah, I got to make sure that me and you we locked in because I'm not about to waste my time. So my mama can be lecturing me on how this man is not.
Yeah, that's true. They do ask 1,000 questions.
No, my mama would straight up tell me, you don't like that boy. So,
Oh,
and
mama.
she be right. She be right. I'm not. Yeah, but
Why even waste time? Mm. Okay, so fellas, do you have any problems with anything on this list?
Absolutely.
The family, absolutely.
Number
Wait a
seven,
minute.
your
Number
house.
7. Oh,
Like, there's no reason for you for the first date to us. We going to each other's house. Why? Family functions. A lot of the same reasons Treasure said. And my biggest thing that I don't like on this list is nightclubs. I
why
can't
go
hear
to the
you. You can't hear
club?
me.
So wait a minute, you
that's
like the
true.
list. You don't. It's not that you have a problem with. You like some of the things on the list.
No. What I'm saying is most of the things on this list are asinine, but these are the things that I agree with should be there.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we can't go dancing at the nightclub.
Is this the first date? That might have been
Yeah,
how we met.
I'm trying to see how if you got moves or not.
We don't need to go to a nightclub. We can go to a dance class.
Yeah. I was about to say that.
Dance class.
Yeah.
Take a salsa lesson.
Oh, you right.
And I realized a lot of these are like restaurants and different food places. I mean, I
Here's the
feel
funny
like
part
that's
about this
kind of a
list.
traditional thing is going, out to eat.
Here's
Right.
the funny part about this list. You ask them where they want to go to eat, they ain't gonna tell you. You got to figure out something. Here's a list of food places.
Chill.
You tell me.
Chill.
Like, here you go. Pick from this list.
Give me a list of food places to pick from, and as soon as I pick one, I don't want to go there. Come on now.
Mhm.
What about you?
I have a problem with number 8 because number 8
Number
seems to
8.
be redundant. You put any fast food chain and then begin to list out. So women are very indecisive because they don't know. I'm just
Don't
joking.
look shocked.
I was gonna say guilty because sometimes, yeah, we can be.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to then put any fast food and then continue to list more fast food restaurants. But I think it more or less should have been a list of um places that women wouldn't feel safe. Because, like I told you
Ooh.
before, um, you pretty much ain't really got no choice because I'm going in selfishly and I'm about to introduce you to what I like, so therefore you can make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I don't like on this list is somewhere that requires a long drive. I feel like you need to get to know somebody pretty good before you get on a long drive with them because you don't know what they do that irritates you or what
Man,
you do
that's
that
a lie.
irritates them.
That's a lie, sir. Tell a woman you're gonna take her to a winery. She going on that long drive.
Not a winery.
Listen, I've
I
ridden
can
enough.
say me personally, when it comes to first dates, I'm gonna meet you there. I'm not riding with you just for my safety.
Safety. Yeah.
So going on a long drive with somebody for a first date, I'm thinking danger, and I'm probably thinking the worst scenarios. So yeah, I probably wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, anything over an hour, hour 30, I probably
Mm.
max be hour 30 because no, I'm lying. I take that back. I done 2 hours before because I've gone to another city.
Okay, Mr. Adventurous. Hmm. So I think as far as for me, everything that you guys said would pretty much be um a no go for me. I mean the nightclub, I think just because I like the well, I used to like the club. I haven't been in a while, but yeah. But oh, I wouldn't go to Chipotle. I don't eat their food. Y'all know why. We'll leave it alone so I don't get sued.
Church
But
is pretty strong too. No one said that. I was waiting on y'all, but church is a
what?
pretty
Me
strong
to
place
take
to
them to
try to take
church?
me.
I
Yeah,
was gonna, I was gonna
I'd
ask
rather see your
about
parents than
that.
go to church.
I was gonna ask about that. Would y'all consider that kind of like a not exactly a red flag, but would y'all kind of be like, yeah, I wouldn't do that? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been waiting for somebody to just be like, hey, come to my church. I have not
What
gotten
if it's
that.
a church event, not necessarily church service?
It still has the
I would
word
be okay
church
with
in
that.
it. That's all I hear. I don't hear anything past once you say church.
Maybe because I'm a church girl though. Like I love going and trying and like, really going to different churches and just seeing how the atmosphere and stuff is. So I think I would actually enjoy that.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess with that one, you have to know your audience.
Yeah.
Got another audience. Well, when I saw this list, I was just like, oh my. I've only been to the Cheesecake Factory maybe twice. Um, and to be honest, neither one of them was with Reggie. I think it was a work event or something. Somebody had us go there. So, but I don't think when you're going on your first date, do we always think about the first impression? Like if you're trying to impress me, or are you just trying to get to know me? Because you can impress somebody and take them to, I'm gonna say Vast, because I hear people talking about Vast. I've never been there, but you can impress me and take me to Vast, but then you may be a jerk. You may have an attitude that I can't deal with, or there may be something wrong with me that you can't deal with. So I don't know. Do you think first impressions make a difference? I'm gonna take this down.
I want to say yes and no. Um, I don't want anybody to judge me for this, but and maybe it's just me as a person because I'm so humble. If you take me, for example, Bass, because that's very expensive. If you take me during the first date, it's probably, I'm not going to be impressed. But the only reason is because I'm going to feel like you just trying to flex your money. I just like for a first date, nah. maybe for a special occasion type of thing, because if you do that on the first date, some people might have those high expectations for every date. Then what happens when you can't maintain that? They
Good
lose
question.
interest. yeah, they're gonna lose interest because okay, you did it this one time. They're gonna expect that every single time. You can't go from bass and then go to chili because they gonna wonder where's that money at when you took me to bass.
You spent it as bad.
Right.
And that's why you don't take them there on the first date.
So
All your
why
money
do you say
gone.
no?
You said what?
You said yes and no. So why do you say no?
I say no because I mean, some people. I feel like some people kind of portray themselves as somebody that they're not just for a first impression, based off of personal experience. And it's just like, just be you. Why are you trying to portray like you're just top notch, just be yourself. Because eventually, I'm going. Once you start slacking off and you become inconsistent, I'ma just know you was really inconsistent from the jump
Hmm.
and you was just trying to, you just trying to get me wrapped around your finger with the love bombing and stuff. Because some guys start off very strong with the love bombing, and I'm just, that's a red flag to me. Let's just act like we're at the stage that we're at, which is stage one. Let's just really start off with just getting to know each other. Don't be giving me the cute little pet nicknames and all that extra
Not
stuff.
on the first date.
People do. You'd be
Jeez.
surprised, B. And that's why I act the way I act now.
Where do you give him a name on the first date?
No, he's asking a question.
No, no, no. I
Oh,
will. Like, nicknames happen like really
That's
fast for
right.
me. If you do something, i.e., first impression, and you do something weird, I may call you watermelon or
But
pepper
that's
shake with
different.
pancakes, things like that. So you'll get a name from me on the first date if you do something
When
memorable.
I'm saying pet names, I'm talking about automatically you're calling me babe. I'm not your
Oh yeah.
babe.
Okay.
Like those type of pet names. Like, yeah,
Gotcha.
it's a red flag to me.
Damien, what were you about to say?
I was trying to say that he wasn't agreeing with that. He was raising his hand to speak, but apparently I was wrong.
Yeah, I was testifying. That's what I was about to
The whole truth, nothing but the truth. Well, someone did say that you could just take me on a nice picnic. Like, who goes on a picnic anymore? I think that is a wonderful idea. Why are you looking like that, Trish? You
No,
have a blanket to go.
no. I got a surprise picnic in 2019. It was like our first official date, and it was on my birthday. Top tier best date I've ever been in till this day. Nobody has topped that. He hasn't even topped that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only kudos I'm gonna give him. So continue.
Okay. Okay. So picnic works.
Yeah, they do.
Especially want to be spontaneous. You can just go outside and have a little blanket
You
and
can make a
enjoy
picnic
nature.
inside.
That's the chill part. They don't understand that.
But remember, we're not going to your house.
Oh, I'm not.
Remember,
What I'm talking about is not a first date.
yeah. But on the first day, we can go to a picnic outside.
Depends on the weather.
But you said the weather. You don't
Yeah,
like outside, do you?
not as much as I like inside, but I'm not an outdoorsy person. I'm a city folk.
The city. Okay, that's true. We'll leave that alone. So I know we don't have time to go into our other 2 3 lists, but hopefully next time we can kind of explore it a little bit further because we talked about the women more so than the men, and so we don't want to seem, you know,
Bias.
yes, because it's not always about us. We need. Oh,
Let it go, Weedy. Let it go.
what's the problem? You got
Oh, it
you need some
is.
water?
Like, let's not even argue that fact. Like, it really is.
It's not.
I'm not
Why do
speaking
you?
into it in a negative aspect, but it really is.
Okay, why do you feel like it's all about us?
Because as men, we're out here making sure, and I want to make sure I preface this because this is not absolute for every man. There are different virtues of men. Uh, But men are out here mostly doing the leading, making sure to protect, making sure to provide, making sure to provide stability. A lot of men
Security.
in relationships kind of let a lot of things flow just based on what the woman speaks until there is a point where the man needs to step in and say, no, this needs to not happen. A lot of arguments that are not logically making any sense, but we have to swallow that pride and move forward with an emotional intelligence to navigate through some of those conversations.
Hmm.
So a lot of men do a lot of supporting of women, but it just may not seem like it. But we really are out here supporting the best we can. And then we'll go back to the fellas and be like, man, this was some bullshit. Let me tell you what happened. And so, so just to be transparent.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll leave it alone. We can have this discussion again and talk about a
All
little
right.
bit more in depth. That's fair. All right, so all minds clear. Damien, you good? Trisha, you good?
If you don't, you know what? I'm gonna talk to you in a minute.
Oh.
See, that's how I spoke on that. See, he be getting ready to support his lady right now.
He about to give me. It's okay. DC and I go way back, and so I'm sorry. You forgive me?
Cheers. Back up. Too close. Shake your hand.
Shake my hand.
You did it twice.
Okay, I probably did. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Anyways, so I want to say thanks everyone for coming on Share the Tea Tuesdays. We had, whew, we covered quite a bit of information. So I hope this has been insightful for you guys, regardless of your age or what generation, because you can tell we have different generations on Share the Tea. And so our goal is for us to just be able to give you some useful information in regards to dating or whatever the topic that may be. Lately, it's been about dating and relationships because we have the men on the show. Thank you. All right, so I hope that you guys will meet up with us next Hot Tuesday, which is the first Tuesday of the month. It will be in December, so if you want to be a special guest, hey, you can join in with us and have this conversation, or we'll just have some repeated guests on here and show out just a little bit more. All right, so remember to follow Share the Tea with V on all social media channels. I'm on all of them except for Snapchat. Remember to be insightful, be impactful, and I messed that all the way up. Be intentional, be insightful, and be impactful in everything that you do. And until I see you again, bye.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance.